Welcome to the Daily Easy English Talk, the place where we explore strange and mysterious stories from around the world, always in clear and understandable English. Today's tale is one of history, war, and a curse. What if opening a tomb could trigger a world war? This is the mystery of Tamerlane's tomb and how some believe it unleashed the horrors of World War II. Let's begin. Chapter 1. Who was Tamerlane? Before we talk about the curse, let's talk about the man. Tamerlane, also known as Timur, was one of the most powerful conquerors in history. He was born in the 1300s in what is now Uzbekistan. He claimed to be a descendant of Genghis Khan. Tamerlane was known for building a huge empire across Central Asia, Persia, and even parts of India and the Middle East. But he was also known for his brutality. Some say he was responsible for the deaths of nearly 17 million people. Cities he conquered were often burned to the ground. His enemies were either executed or made into pyramids of skulls. He died in 1405, and his body was buried in a grand tomb in Samarkand, Uzbekistan. It became known as the Gure Amir, the tomb of the king. Chapter 2. Whispers of a Curse. According to local legends, Tamerlane's tomb was protected by a powerful curse. Carved on his tomb were chilling words: "Whoever disturbs my tomb will unleash an invader more terrible than I." Some versions even say, "Whoever opens my tomb will release a curse more terrible than death." For centuries, the tomb remained sealed. People feared the curse and respected the history. But then came the 20th century, and curiosity, mixed with politics, changed everything. Chapter 3. The Soviets Arrive. In June 1941, Soviet leader Joseph Stalin ordered a team of archaeologists and anthropologists to open Tamerlane's tomb. Why? Partly scientific interest, but also propaganda. Stalin wanted to study the remains of powerful leaders of the past. A team led by Soviet anthropologist Mikhail Gerasimov arrived in Samarkand. They warned locals they would open the tomb, but the elders pleaded with them. "Don't do it," they said. "The curse is real." The scientists ignored the warnings. On June 19, 1941, they opened the tomb. Inside, they found Timur's remains. They took photos, studied the bones, and began analysis in Moscow. Just 3 days later, on June 22, 1941, Adolf Hitler invaded the Soviet Union. It was the beginning of Operation Barbarossa, one of the deadliest military campaigns in history. Coincidence? Or something else? Chapter 4. Operation Barbarossa. Germany's invasion of the Soviet Union was brutal. Millions died in the first few months. Entire cities were destroyed. The Soviets were caught off guard. The timing was eerie. Some in the Soviet team began to feel guilty. Had they really awakened a curse? Reports say even Stalin was told about the legend, and some believe that he began to take it seriously. Chapter 5. The Reburial. In 1942, after months of war and horror, Soviet authorities made a strange decision. Tamerlane's remains would be returned to his tomb, with full Islamic burial rites. The bones were flown back to Samarkand. A ceremony was held, prayers were said, and the tomb was resealed. Just a few weeks later, something unexpected happened. The Soviet Red Army won the Battle of Stalingrad, a major turning point in World War II. From that point on, the Nazis began to lose ground. Could the reburial of Tamerlane have lifted the curse? Chapter 6: Science or Superstition. Skeptics say, of course not. The invasion was planned months in advance. The war had many causes: politics, resources, ideology. They say the curse is just a story, a coincidence made mysterious by hindsight. But others believe there are forces we don't understand. Could disturbing a tomb really bring disaster? Is there power in ancient curses, in forgotten warnings? After all, the tomb did warn, an invader more terrible than I will follow. Chapter 7: The Man Behind the Face. One final twist. When Gerasimov studied Tamerlane's remains, he reconstructed his face, using skull structure and tissue data. The result? Tamerlane's face looked surprisingly peaceful, not cruel, not violent. Maybe the man behind the conquests was different from the legend. Or maybe the mask of history hides the real horror. Chapter 8: Modern Reflections. Today, the tomb of Tamerlane is again a peaceful tourist site. People visit from around the world. But the story of the curse still lingers. The scientists? Some later admitted they regretted opening the tomb. The timing of the events, opening the tomb, the invasion, the reburial, the Soviet victory, it's hard to ignore. Some say history repeats itself. Others say history warns us. Conclusion? Would you open the tomb? So now let me ask you, if you were there in 1941 and someone handed you the tools to open Tamerlane's tomb, would you do it? Would you risk unleashing something you can't control? Maybe it's just a legend. Maybe it's superstition. Or maybe some stories are meant to stay buried. Thanks for listening to the Daily Easy English Talk. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe, leave a comment, and share with friends. And remember, history isn't just about facts. Sometimes it's about warnings. See you next time.